This is Goli Varsha.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to KPIS Delhi's CARE initiative, Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. This is Goli Varsha. Let us look into the MCQs for the day. First article. The BRI at 10. Some hits and many misses. What is BRI? BRI is Belt and Road Initiative. In the entire article, there are few important things, and the most important thing is AIIB, which can be a potential question in this preliminary examination. Alright, let us look into the MCQ related to AIIB. Consider the following statements with regard to AIIB, and directly in 2019 there was a previous year question. Alright, so before we get into the MCQs, let us know some basics of AIIB. It was formed in the year 2015. And China is the highest shareholder and it has a voting power of 30%. India has 8% voting power, which is ranked at number 2. And Japan and USA are not part of this one. Please remember this. Japan, it will be helpful for elimination. And there are 1 or 2 countries. Yeah. And now we'll get into the question. AIIB has more than 80 member nations. Yes. India is the largest shareholder in AIIB. No, because it's China. So 2 is gone. That means B and C are gone. AIIB does not have any members from outside Asia. Not true. This is not true. Because and New Zealand, Australia are members of AIIB. So this is wrong. 3 is wrong. So only A is right. Next, consider the following statements with regard to Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. It has permanent observer status in United Nations General Assembly and UN ECOSOC. Yes. Its headquarters is in Manila, Philippines. No, it is in Beijing, China. It devises special country-specific strategies for its member nations. No. Here you have to understand one thing. It does not devise country-specific strategies, but if a project is aligning with the ideas of AIIB, then it will fund the project. Yeah. It provides equity investment as well as sovereign and non-sovereign finance. Yes. 1 and 4 are correct. That means only 2 statements are right. Next article. Center raises MSP for Rabi crops. Farmers unhappy. One of the favorite topics of UPSC is Rabi and Kharif crops. Please mug up all the Rabi and Kharif crops. It will be very easy for eliminating options. Alright? Yeah. Consider the following. For how many of the crops listed above, the minimum support price is provided by Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, CACP, for Rabi season. Here you have to check 2 things. 1, whether the given options come under Rabi category. 2, whether MSP is given or not. If the given options satisfy these 2 things, then it is a correct statement. Otherwise, no. Here, when you're seeing the options, Niger seed is a Kharif crop. The rest are Rabi crops. 1, 2, 3. So 3 are correct. Now, please mug up all the crops that are there in Kharif and Rabi. If you cannot do that, please mug up the crops under Rabi category, Kharif category and commercial crops. If you don't want to do that, at least mug up 6 Rabi and 2 commercial crops. The rest will be under Kharif category. Alright? Yeah. Previous year question. Consider the following statements. In the case of all cereals, pulses and oilseeds, the procurement at MSP is unlimited in any state or UT of India. In the case of cereals and pulses, the MSP is fixed in any state or UT at a level to which the market price will never rise. Okay, here if you observe all, unlimited, these are very, very vague and generic words, so it is wrong. Second statement is right actually. Third article, how quantum algorithms solve problems that classical computers cannot. A quantum algorithm, here they have given the definition. You have to mark this up because there was a previous year question about quantum computers. So Now, there can be a question on what is a quantum algorithm. So, please mug up this definition. It says a quantum algorithm is a series of instructions that uses quantum gates to manipulate data. Some problems may need fewer steps on the part of quantum algorithm than the steps required by classical algorithms. All right, this is the definition. Now, let's dive into the MCQ. Which of the following statements best describes a fundamental difference between quantum computers and classical computers? Quantum computers use classical bits for data storage, whereas classical computers use qubits. No, it is wrong. Please look at the 2022 UPSC CSE question. Which one of the following is the context in which the term qubit is mentioned? Qubits are used in quantum computing. So, drawing inference from this previous year question, this is wrong. Statement A is wrong. Quantum computers rely on the principles of superposition and entanglement, while classical computers operate on binary logic. Binary logic means 0, 1. You know, binary number system. You know that, right? So, yeah, this is correct. This is correct. So when this statement is wrong, when this statement is right, there's only one statement which is right in all the four. So this is the answer. Alright, and here in the article, they've mentioned about Shor's algorithm. Now, what is Shor's algorithm? Just for GK, Shor's algorithm is an algorithm which is used for factorization of a number. Alright, just remember this. Yeah. Next. Cabinet approves Green Energy Corridor Phase 2 Interstate Transmission System ISTS for 13 gigawatt renewable energy project in Ladakh. Okay, now what is Green Energy Corridor? That is the MCQ. Keeping in view the complex terrain, adverse climatic conditions and defense sensitivities of Ladakh region, Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, Power Grid, will be the implementing agency for this project. This one you have to remember. Yeah, now we'll get into the MCQ. Green Energy Corridor, which has recently been in news, primarily pertains to a network of scenic greenways designed for ecotourism and renewable energy-rich regions? No. A comprehensive scheme for the evacuation and integration of renewable energy sources into the power grid? Yes, this is right. Let us see the explanation. Green Energy Corridor is a comprehensive scheme for evacuation and integration of the renewable energy capacity. Addition of 32,713 megawatts during the 12th plan period. Okay, and for this, Power Grid has been appointed as project management consultant. Please remember these two things. Now, what is a similar PYQ? Which of the following is or considered as India's green initiatives? National Green Highways Mission? Yes. R&D for clean coal technologies? Yes. National Green Corridor programs? Yes. So these are all related to green initiatives, right? So all 1, 2 and 3. Option D is correct. Next article. We'll see the related MCQ. Steel slag is a waste product of iron and steel making. You have to mug up this statement also for prelims. What is steel slag? It is a waste product of iron and steel making. It can be used as an aggregate in road construction. Yes. However, it can also pose a contamination risk to the environment due to how many of the following leachates listed below. So phenols, lead, zinc are they pose the contamination risk with respect to steel slag, not magnesium. So 3 are correct. And what is the related PYQ? Steel slag can be the material for which of the following? Construction of base road, improvement of agricultural soil, production of cement. Yes, 1, 2 and 3. See, here you have to understand one thing. The question asks can be. It means there is a possibility. There is a possibility. So all the 3 statements are correct. Next article. 6th Assembly of International Solar Alliance to be held in New Delhi, October 30th to November 2nd. The MCQ related to that. Consider the following statements with regard to International Solar Alliance. This is a very, very important topic because it was already given in 2016, point number 1. And point number 2, International Solar Alliance is brainchild of India. So you have to be thorough with that concept. Yeah. Its secretariat is located in Gurugram, India. Correct. It was launched jointly by India and France at COP21 in Paris. Correct. Its member countries include China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. No, China and Pakistan are not members. So only 2 statements are correct. What is the previous year question? Consider the following statements. The International Solar Alliance was launched at the United Nations Climate Change Conference in 2015. True. The alliance includes all the member countries of the United Nations. No. If it is all the member countries of United Nations, it means almost every country in the world. But ISA would include countries between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn and few other countries. Alright, so it's only 1. Next, Finolex cables case. Supreme Court slams rot in NCLT and NCLAT. NCLAT is NCLAT, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. So you have to know a little bit about these tribunals. The MCQ related to it. Consider the following. You have to read this and what is the actual question and then come back to these statements. Otherwise, you will waste your time. Alright? Consider the following. National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, constituted under Companies Act of 2013, is the appellate tribunal for hearing appeals against the orders passed by how many of the bodies listed above? Okay. Competition Commission of India? Yes. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India? Yes. This is obvious because National Company Law Tribunal and National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, if you are observing the names itself, you can make a inference. Yeah. SEBI, no. NCLAT will not act as an appellate tribunal for SEBI. This you have to remember. So 3 statements are correct. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, IBPI, was established in the year 2016. So this was asked in CDS 2022. So this becomes an important topic for prelims. Poverty in India eased in 2021, but was above 2018 level, World Bank data. Okay, if you observe this graph, 2018, 2020, 2021. In 2018, it was 11.09. In 2020, it was 14.72. And in 2021, it is coming down to 11.9. Okay, so when you're comparing it with 2020, there is a decline in poverty level. However, it is more than 11.09. 11.9 is greater than 11.09. Okay, so that is what he's saying in the article and in the headline too. MCQ related to that. Consider the following statements with regard to poverty estimation by World Bank. It used the Household Consumer Expenditure Survey data from the government to estimate the poverty levels in India. No, it didn't do that. It actually, see the explanation part, it actually used the data from the Consumer Pyramids Household Survey conducted by CMIE to estimate the poverty because there was no household consumer expenditure survey data from the government since 2011 and 2012. Because we didn't have this data, that World Bank fellow considered this data and used it for poverty estimation. Right? Yeah. Now, India's poverty rate is approximately above 10% for the year 2021, which is higher when compared to the preceding 5 years. No, we just saw the graph, right? So this is also wrong. It measures extreme poverty rate at $2.15 a day in purchasing power parity terms. Yes, only one statement is correct. What is the previous year question related to this? Which among the following about the Rangarajan panel report on poverty estimation is or correct? The poverty report, repeat, the report states that 3 out of 10 people in India are poor. Yes. The report endorsed the Tendulkar Committee suggestion on determining poverty line in India. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Only first statement is right. Next article. Government identifies nearly 300 initiatives under rupees 80 trillion vision. Okay. Now let us see the MCQ related to this. Consider the following statements with regard to Green Voyage Project 2050. It is a partnership project between Government of Norway and UNFCCC. No, it is not UNFCCC, it is IMO, International Meteorological Organization. Okay, and why is it important? Why are we supposed to read this? Because India has been selected as the first country under the IMO Green Voyage 2050 project. So second statement is correct. Okay, now what is the previous year question related to this or similar question? Consider the following statements. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? Climate and Clean Air Coalition to reduce short-lived climate pollutants is a unique initiative of G20 group of countries. No, it is not G20 group of countries. It is UNEP plus 6 countries actually. Now what are these 6 countries? US, Canada, Mexico, Sweden, Ghana and Bangladesh. Okay, so it is not G20, it is wrong. And CCSE focuses on methane, black carbon and hydrofluorocarbons. Yes. And here in this Green Voyage Project 2050 project, you have to remember that 3 ports, or the government already selected 3 ports, developing them into hydrogen hubs. Okay, one is the Paradeep port in Odisha, then Chidambaram port in Tuticorin and Deen Dayal port in Kandla. Okay, so these ports you have to remember. Next article. Africa body against G7's diamond plan that impacts India. G7 is a grouping of 7 and the countries are USA, Canada, UK, France, Italy, Germany and Japan. So this diamond plan is proposed by G7 countries and they are saying that we don't want to import diamonds that are mined in Russia and polished elsewhere. We do not want that because Russia is in war with Ukraine. That is a kind of retaliation from G7 countries. And here in this article, you have to also read about KPCS. That is Kimberley Process Certification System. The KPCS is an internationally recognized certification system that imposes extensive requirements on its members to enable them to certify shipments of rough diamonds as conflict-free and prevent conflict diamonds from entering legitimate trade. Okay, this is one thing. So you have to remember what is G7 and what is KPCS. Now we'll look into the MCQ. What is the primary objective of the Kimberley process? To facilitate the trade of rough diamonds between nations of for economic development? No. To promote the cultural heritage and craftsmanship associated with diamond mining? No. Because we have just seen the definition, no? To unite administration, civil societies and industry in preventing the trade of conflict diamonds? Yes. Conflict diamonds. To prevent that trade, KPCS is in place. In terms of both quantity and value, which one of the following countries is the largest cutting and polishing center of diamonds in the world? It's India. This is it for today. All the best.